Where do we start, Adam? How do you sum that up?
Just not good enough. Not good enough. I'd take full responsibility. I'm the manager, and when you're in this position and you get beat like that at home, you've got to take it on the chin. And so I'd take full responsibility for it. It's not good enough. I feel for the players to an extent, because it's not a lack of effort. It really, really isn't. They've kept going right till the end. But I think, we came out. We started very brightly, probably as well as we've started again for a while. Front foot, created a couple of chances, had a couple of shots, a couple of set plays. Thought we were moving the ball with purpose. And then, they get a little bit of a foothold in it, score a goal. You just saw all that confidence drain away. And that's just where we're at the minute. I can't really defend the goals that they've scored, because I think they were all soft. The third one, the header off a corner, we spend a lot of time giving information to the players. They couldn't have been any better prepped than they were for this game, because it's a team that I built. So the goals that we gave away were incredibly soft, and I think from the minute they went in front, I think we just saw the gulf between the two teams, and we got schooled a little bit, and we've got to accept that.
I know if you knew the answer to this, you'd be doing it, but how do you change it? Why is it not working? I mean, you said yourself the first half at Hereford was a difficult watch as well.
Yeah, it was. And I've just said to the players there, I feel like we're trying different things to find ways to win games of football, create more chances. We've changed system a few times, we've changed personnel a little bit. And at the moment, the things that we're trying, they're not working, and that's today's, as obviously as big a defeat as we've had since I've been here. I do think the players are finding it difficult playing here. The pitch is obviously not conducive to us playing, and I don't think it suits us all that much being in a second ball game, because we've got a lot of inexperienced players, and that's not their skill set. I think obviously we are feeling the pressure here, and rightly so. We can't. There's no point shying away from that. But I do think probably when we have setbacks in games and we do go behind, I think some of the lads are maybe finding it difficult playing under the pressure of being here, because I do think we perform better on the road. But this should be one of the hardest places in the league to come. It's miles away. The pitch isn't the best, and it's been far from that. And we've got to obviously look at ourselves, and starting with me, and try and find a way quick.
You talk about this place when it's rocking, it can be an intimidating place, but when they turn, and we heard the noises at half time and full time, then that's a sort of signal, isn't it?
Absolutely, like incredibly difficult. Our supporters have been fantastic since I came here. They've been, right behind the team. We haven't given them a great deal to shout about. And obviously today they've vented the frustrations at myself, and that's just the nature of being the manager of any club. They're passionate. They want to see the team doing well. They've obviously had a very successful team last year. It's had major surgery in the summer, and obviously we've come in and we're trying to turn things around, but it's really difficult doing that within the season. And obviously we're deep into this season now. We're still in a fairly bleak position, although there is still plenty of games left. But they've got every right to show how disappointed they are, particularly tonight. I think we've come up against a team tonight who's been well assembled. 2 years really hard work, organised, fit, horrible when they need to be, can play, physical. They're a good side, but it took 2 years to build that team, and I really hope they go and get in the playoffs, because they're a good team. It's a good club, and I wish them well, but we've just seen the gulf today, and there's absolutely no point in me standing here and denying that.
What do you say to the supporters who are now pointing the finger at you and
Yeah.
asking questions of you? Do you think you're the right man to do this job?
Absolutely, I do. Absolutely. I said from the word go, this was going to be tough. I'm tougher than most, and I'll ride it out. I would rather the supporters have a go at me if they're frustrated. Have a go at me all day long because I'm the manager, and I've got to accept responsibility for the performances and the results. Yeah, the players have to as well, and I do think that they've let us down a little bit tonight. But I'm the manager, and you know, it's the nature of the beast. You know, if you get beat 4-0 at home, you expect fingers to be pointed, and you expect big questions to be asked. And you know, I'd think that there was something wrong if they weren't questioning me and the performances today. But all I can assure them, you know, is that there'll be nobody working harder, and you know, we will keep going, and we will do our very, very best to turn it around, because it's, you know, we played very well at Buxton, had a man sent off after half an hour, found a way to get a result. They then go to Chester on the Tuesday night from nowhere after being on an even worse run than we've been on, and they go and win 1-0, you know. And sometimes one win, as daft as it sounds, can lift a lot of weight off players, and then they can perform like different people. And I feel that's where we're at, but games are ticking by, and we've not managed to get that win. And obviously the longer that happens, probably the worse our position gets, and the more entitled people are to question my position.
It's hard to think that not too many Tuesday nights was it ago we were standing here talking about a brilliant win over Scunthorpe. That does seem a different world almost from tonight.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. You know, and you go from that, and everybody thinks you're a genius, and you've pulled off a tactical masterclass, and you know, here we are a few weeks later, and you know, you don't know what you're doing, and you're useless, and you're this and you're that, and that's just the way it goes in this job. You know, if you get good results, particularly against good teams, you know, you're the best thing since sliced bread, and if you have bad results and bad performances, then you don't know what you're doing. All I would say is, you know, look at who we've been beaten by today. You know, that their budget's half ours, and I assembled a top team there. It took me 2 years. When I went in there, similar, you know, a lot of bad characters, a lot of players who weren't good enough, and it took time to turn it around, but we did, and they're now reaping the rewards of that. Obviously, you know, I need to keep this football club in the league, and if I can achieve that, then you just watch us go. But it's over to the chairman, I guess.
You haven't got 2 years, have you?
No, you haven't. That's just the reality.
And you've lost one player this week who a lot of people would have thought might have been a solution to a lot of clubs' problems, but you just didn't fancy him here.
No, he's not what we need.
No.
People who think that, they're kidding themselves. You know, listen, great lad, a lot of time for him. Probably one of the most naturally talented individuals I've had the pleasure of working with, but just hasn't got the physical output that's required at this level of football. And when you're in the position that we're in, there's no way we would have got the point at Buxton, an hour for 10 men, and come from behind at Hereford, which is one of the hardest places in the league to go, with him in the team. Fact. And anybody who disputes that, I'll have an argument with them all day long about it. Nothing against, you know, the lad at all. You know, he expressed from the day that I came into the club that his preference was to leave, and I need people that are fully committed to Kings Lynn. You know, we obviously got him in the team, and he was doing okay. Then he got himself injured in training, was out for 5 weeks, and you know, we've tried. We've put out a couple of circulars to give him, you know, line up as many options for him as we could, and we had no takers other than the previous manager, and that's a fact. So, you know, anybody who thinks that, you know, I don't know what I'm doing because I've allowed Josh Barrett to leave, they're absolutely kidding themselves, and you know, I'll probably get pelters for saying that as well, but it's the truth. And again, you know, I'll reiterate, nothing against Josh at all. I hope he goes there, and I hope he does well. But I've made the right decision for the football club, and that's what I'm here to do.
Obviously, you've got a big game again on Saturday. I mean, I suppose every game's a big game, but this is a big one. How do you now look at that team and get them up? And I suppose you do all the preparation in the world, but like you said, confidence is a problem. How do you get them out there to win?
Well, all I can do is continue to do my job and work the hardest that I can work every day. I've never done anything different than that from when I started managing at the age of 20 at Blackburn Rovers Ladies. Every single day, I've outworked most people. That's just what I do. I'm not going to do anything any different. You know, I've had success everywhere I've been. This is if we can manage to survive this season, without a shadow of a doubt, it'll be my biggest achievement in football, and I've won league titles before. And that tells you, you know, people have absolutely no idea how difficult it is coming into a team that's unfit, recruitment's not been right, not enough leaders, not enough characters in that group. Whilst you're bottom of the league with 8 points, and you're trying to get a team fit whilst competing for points. You know, we're in a miles better position now, albeit tonight's been really difficult for us, and I accept that. But we're in a much better position than we were when I came through the door, and I have every confidence in myself naturally to just keep doing what I'm doing, and work hard to try and find solutions. That's all you can do. You know, until I'm asked to do otherwise, that's what I'll continue to do. You know, I think, whilst results haven't been great, I'd like to think in every game you've seen the lads running the socks off for me, giving their all, you know, doing the best and giving everything that they've got. That to me suggests that the lads are still on board with what I'm asking them to do. You know, we're trying to find different ways to get points, and you know, I genuinely felt the way that we started the game tonight, it was the right way for us to go against a team that I know very, very well. You know, we created a great chance, and as I said earlier, I think, you know, they got a bit of a foothold, they scored a goal, and it was like somebody pulled the plug out the bath, and all the confidence that we tried to build up since the weekend and that we'd started the game with went away from the players, and that's natural for any team that's struggling, but we can't feel sorry for ourselves. And you know, of course I'll be doing my utmost to pick the lads up, but you've got to pick yourself up as well. You know, them lads they've got to find a way to pick themselves up. You can't feel sorry for yourself in this game. You know, it's a good thing for us that we've got a game around the corner now. It's going to be another tough game, and we've got to be ready to go.
3 goals in minutes as well as real. It's kicking you in the stomach and then doing it again and again, isn't it?
Yeah, you just can't allow that to happen. You know, it was similar at Hereford. They got the first, got a second not too long after. Just makes the challenge even harder. But that's just a little bit where we're at the minute. You know, we as I said, we started well, concede a goal, confidence goes, we switch off, concede a second, the third's criminal. And it's just tough, but what can we do other than keep working hard?